Alright, welcome back to This Motherfucker Looks Like Owl Basaragaki from Dramatical Murder.
Well, at least you won't need to hide your face anymore.
Traveler, Paimon, thank you very much for your help. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about my side of the deal.
It's just weird because he has one of his ears covered by that thing, and it kind of makes me wonder, like, if it was really covered, you'd be able to see the outline of it. Because if he has real ears like an animal, I think pushing your ear down like that or holding it down would hurt.
Once Ororon is
So why
settled,
can't you really
I'll go
see
talk
it?
to Shilonen and get started on forging an ancient name for you.
Because I think when we seen him from a down angle when he was sitting down in the last video, you could kind of see it on the other side. But it just doesn't make sense that it would stay on his head like that.
Oh, thank you.
Nah, I'll be counting on you.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's as good as done. You can just go twiddle your thumbs or something while you wait for the good news. Bye for now.
Or I can go meet with the freaking first Fatui because he told me to. Ha 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 ha.
Come with me, Ororon. We've got to find you a place to stay for the night.
Like under my bed.
Goodbye, other granny.
This new grandson of mine is way too polite. Don't look at me like that. Go. That look on his face. He's probably trying to remind me about my promise. He doesn't strike me as a liar. Had I not seen everything for myself, I'd have never guessed that he could have done so much work behind Citlali's back. What does he really want?
Oh, we're finally done. Alright, it's time to find some grub.
Paimon, there's something I need to tell you.
Huh? What is it, Traveler?
You pull Paimon aside and tell her everything.
What? That happened?
Shut up!
Sorry. Paimon just didn't see that coming. So you really saw him in the Night Kingdom? And he didn't attack you? Oh, that Ororon. What is he up to? He sounded earnest enough just now. Paimon would have never guessed anything was happening.
Yeah, he approached me from behind and is like, I pulled your soul out of your body and have you here in the Night Kingdom. Ha 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 ha, you can't do shit.
All that stuff about protecting Citlali and being forced to help the Fatui when he's actually been a willing accomplice all along.
I'm still not completely sure.
Yeah, you're right. Still, Paimon appreciates you telling her about this. Paimon will support your choice no matter what, so if you want to go, we can go together.
Why does she talk like she's sucking on watermelons? Like, she talks like this, like cutesy, like I'm trying to eat food while speaking to you.
We still have another whole day before the meeting, so we'll just meet with them when the time comes.
You know what I mean? You kind of talk like this. I'm a little baby.
Oh! Wait until... Oh my god. Stare into Kenichi's eyes and get lost. Why are we meeting at nighttime? Was it 20 or 22? Son of a bitch. Meow. Yeah, the next day. Girlfriend. My needle is struggling. Yeah, I noticed at the end of my last video that based on his outfit with the jeans and his hair and the way he talks, he's reminding me of Aoba Sergeki. Shushu from Dynasty Warriors, my husbando, of course. He is Japanese voice actor, because I don't think it was in English. It might have been, but I don't think so. The one I saw wasn't, 'cause it's even a video game. It was in Japanese, and he voices him. That game is for adults only, though, so I wouldn't play that if you're underage, because it's, heavily adulted. That's all I'll say. It's boys love adult shit.
Hal loves being antagonistic. Just ignore him when he's mouthing off. Don't let him get under your skin.
Stare into my soul. So this is my dragon follower. They gave it to everybody. Everybody got it for free. I usually give my little pet followers names, though. So I've decided to call him Phalanx. And the little bird that was given to me by Shinyan, or whatever her name is, Cloud Retainer. I call it Azois because it looks like it's turquoise and blue azure. So I combine the names together. So I call the bird Azois. Fucking freezing. Go back, go back, go back. This is as always. And they've got phalanx, and the octopus doesn't have a name. Guess I'll just call it Komi, because it reminds me of Kokomi. And then this is Sarush from Sumeru. I have multiple followers, but I stuck with the little dragon. Fucking Digimon motherfucker. Oh. Woo! I'm gonna be kidnapped. That music.
Weird. Paimon doesn't see anyone. Oh, please don't let this be a trap.
Well, they said for me to come here and not to tell anyone, but they're gonna be like, why is that fairy with you? I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for it. You're...
What was that?
Good evening. Nice to see you again.
It's you. You shouldn't pop up from behind people like that. What are you, a ghost?
Well, he did come up from behind me in the fucking Night Kingdom and is like, don't move. He actually told us, if you didn't see my other video, he's like, I want you to stay calm because you're kind of like an animal whose ears perk up when they sense danger. I need you to remain calm. Had I approached you from the front, you would have attacked me without word. And he's like, I need you to calm down and don't move. Because even if you do, I can't hold my own against you in a battle. He literally said that we were stronger than him. So he already knows that he can't fight us. But is he just being earnest, or is he lying?
I'm terribly sorry. It's just a force of habit.
I love to sneak up on people in the dark, don't you know?
And what's with you apologizing all the time? You sound so polite and honest, but you're actually doing shady stuff behind people's backs.
You're right. Granny tells me that too. Huh. Come to think of it, you remind me of her. Sometimes you two sound really similar, you know.
Oh, so you're gonna call Paimon Granny too now?
Well, Paimon, there are actually beliefs that you are really the unknown god. There are some people trying to say that the same thing that happened to Nahida is what happened to her. That she's actually some kind of split off consciousness from the unknown god who has her own will and her own consciousness, but they don't know how she got caught up with us. That she's part of the unknown god somehow. Either she's an essence, like kind of like what Focalors did with Farina and cloned herself, like split her divinity from her humanity, and Paimon's like her human side. But Paimon's not even human, because first of all, she's tiny and small, and she flies. A real human wouldn't do that.
Well, I could.
So what's the purpose of this meeting? We already know why we're here. Well then...
It's all clear. Over to you.
Excellent. The fact that you showed up proves that I was right about your character.
I don't really care how the Fatui thinks of me.
Yet, there's been a lot of talk about you.
Child.
Child told me that you're passionate about the unknown and willing to take risks. Rather than facing you as an enemy, I would much prefer to bring you to my side.
What?
If we allow the current state of things to continue, we will inevitably clash. And that's a scenario that I'd very much like to avoid.
Why?
I've long heard of your exploits across the nations. Though you have crossed swords with my colleagues many times, I know that you are by no means an unreasonable person.
You're not gonna coerce me in anything, are you?
And once you've learned the truth that the Pyro Archon Malwika would never willingly share with you, you may just find it in your heart to consider my proposal.
He's like, I'd love to corrupt you with my deep voice. Join the dark side. This is fucking Star Wars. Join us. Become the Sith Lord. Okay.
I assume you've already been informed of the Pyro Archon's plan. In order to defeat the Abyss and save Natlan, she still needs 2 more heroes to appear.
I think it's Chaska and Ian-san.
Wait, how did you know that? Never mind. Guess that's not important now.
He's an eavesdropper, girl. He's literally from the Masters of Nightwind. Let that sink in. He's like, I heard your fucking thoughts on the wind. He's turning into Kazuha.
I've long kept a close eye on her plan. To be frank, it's an exceedingly risky plan. Will the heroes really appear? And even if they come to her, will their power be enough to drive the Abyss back?
Probably not.
If any part of the plan goes awry, all of Natlan, even all of Teyvat, will pay for her mistakes. Now, you may have been led to believe that this is the only plan available to her. But what if I told you she's had another emergency plan all along, the details of which she has chosen to keep hidden from you?
The way he talks is like, I'm from Elden Ring, fight me, Elden Lord.
An emergency plan?
Oh, you know, like using her own life force to erase the fucking Abyss.
Yes. A way to keep Natlan intact, even if her original plan fails. But given the painful cost of its execution, she has chosen to keep it as a mere backup plan.
She has to sacrifice herself, but she had already did that once though. She put her life into the fire years ago, and that's why as 500 years ago, she was still the original Archon. She said I had to die first to know the truth. So she's already died, and she's living a second life, because here in Natlan, people don't really die, you can resurrect them, which is odd, because there's no other nation that allows you to bring back the dead. But yet here you can, like it's special here. Using the Ode of Resurrection, you can bring back people who've died, because Kanich's died before, and he was brought back. Kachina died too, and she was brought back. So Mavika wasn't afraid to die, because she knew she could be brought back. But however, I think if she dies again, you can't bring her back this time.
Whether this stems from hesitation, fear, or even naivete, I cannot say. But Natlan cannot afford to wait until she comes to her senses.
What's funny about the Fatui?
They're like, oh, we want all of the Gnosis, but yet we still care about the people in the regions. Oh, we must save Natlan.
Why do you guys even give a flying fuck?
My fear is that given the enormity of the decision, she will be reluctant to confront the dire reality we face until it is too late. There will be no time left to execute the backup plan, and all of Natlan will be lost to the Abyss. We have to make the decision for her, here and now.
That's just your speculation.
Yeah, do you have any evidence for all this? Just telling us a bunch of scary stuff isn't enough, you know. Besides, wasn't it you who tried to seize the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa plan?
The Cryo Archon?
Wait, by seizing the Gnosis and making the decision for her, could he mean that
the Gnosis has something to do with the backup plan?
I knew you to be clever enough to see. That's right. I did not seek the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa.
Wait, you're going against her order?
Since I was defeated in battle,
Oh.
I must put to rest my thoughts about the Gnosis. But even so, my desire to save Natlan remains unchanged.
Yeah, but you know what though? She doesn't have the Gnosis anymore, because she put it inside the Sacred Flame, and the only person who knows that it's in there is the Ansan.
And now, I have found a new way to solve the crisis. We can implement it immediately if we reach an agreement.
What do you want? Wait,
Someone's here.
Huh? The captain disappeared!
Something is rapidly approaching. Oh no.
dude, you can hear it on the wind. What the fuck is that?
Something! Bad news, chump! It's your granny!
Something? I am but a woman. Without my armor, I'm but a woman.
Citlali? When did you get here?
I knew something was amiss after we were separated. Hidden ceremonial tools, an unconscious traveler. I must say, I'm very curious about what you're up to.
What if he's just trying to give you a little something and you're fucking interrupting the moment?
How dare you go behind our backs like this, Ororon? Colluding with the Fatui? Really?
Oh, she's on my side. She's like, oh, because she went unconscious is because he did something to her. Well, he did do something to me, but it's not what you think. He just pulled my soul out of my body. What's so wrong about that? Every guy does that to the girl he likes, right?
Oh, here we go again. Cat got your tongue, huh? You really think you can avoid a scolding just by staying quiet?
He really did, though. He did.
I'm not trying to avoid anything.
I'm just trying to have a moment alone with this girl in the dark, and you're fucking ruining my ride.
Oh, And now you're talking back. Well, go on then. Explain yourself. What the heck are you up to?
Trying to get a date.
I'm sorry, Granny. I feel so guilty.
I was trying to get a date.
You! That's it! Where are my tools? I swear if I don't teach you a lesson right here and now, I'll...
BDSM.
Wait, Citlali! Please calm down. We still learned a lot of info, didn't we? Like the fact that the captain isn't trying to seize the Gnosis anymore. So maybe just save this whole thing for later, okay?
Yeah, this is no place to discipline a child.
Listen well, Ororon. You're only getting out of this now because of the Traveler's plea. This isn't over. You hear me? You're right, Traveler. Let's go. We can discuss this more back in the city. You two keep an eye on Ororon for me, okay?
You're gonna leave me with him? Our conversation with the captain was interrupted at the most crucial moment. But if Ororon's still here, maybe we can still learn the rest from him. Don't fucking look at me like that. Can you know? Oh my god. He's like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna fall to my death. I mean, he wouldn't have died. You can see where it ends. It's not like...
You really are.
Hold it down here! Fuck. He did that to me one time though. I went to go jump like that and I couldn't catch him at his glider in time and he died horribly. It was not funny. I hit the button too and it just didn't deploy and he just plunged to his death. That's happened with all of them actually. I can't hit it in time even though I hit it.
In all my years, I've never had a child cause me so much grief. Do you seriously not see what's at stake here? You've
In all
got
my
a head
years.
on your shoulders, Ororon. Use it!
I like how it's broken. Seriously, this child is the situation not perfectly clear. Like, I like how they just change what they say.
Why did you help the captain? And I want the truth this time.
Because I told you, he promised me Rocky Road ice cream, bro. You can't get that here.
No answer? Think you're being smart? Then let me ask a different question. What does the captain want? What is his purpose in Natlan?
To save it. Speak, you owl-looking motherfucker.
Really? You're just going to stonewall me?
Gonna stonewall you so hard. You'll break long before me.
Quit making moaning noises like that. Looks like Ororon has no intention of answering her.
Just use your brain for a second. What do you possibly stand to gain by helping the captain?
Told you,
Only
Rocky Road
endless
ice cream.
trouble awaits you and everyone in the tribe.
Rocky Road ice cream, girl. You don't get it here. We're in literally the land of fire. Where do you expect to get ice cream like that at?
You've always been a good kid. Why would you throw that all away now? If you're worried about something, just talk to me.
You're walking away from
I'd
him.
much rather we had a conversation instead of constantly clashing like this.
She's talking about herself in third person. Don't fucking look at me.
Why is he staring at us all of a sudden?
Because he wants that Rocky Road ice cream.
I'm sorry that you have to hear all this.
Well, it's definitely a little awkward. It's fine.
You're very kind. Most people would have fled by now. Not everyone can handle Granny's scolding.
Oh? You dare gossip between yourselves instead of listening to me? You...
Well, you kind of did interrupt our date, you know.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Granny.
Granny. Sorry, Granny. You know what? Fine. I'm perfectly aware that everything I say goes in one ear and out the other. You're all grown up now, so why would you listen to an old hag like me? You say all the right things, but then you go and completely ignore me. Well, if that's how you're going to treat me, you can stop sending Aoife over to my place to deliver your stupid vegetables! I don't need anything from you!
Who's Aoife? A delivery person?
They all talk about him.
That's irrelevant. The point is, he hangs out with this kid, so he must be no good. You kids get to a certain age and suddenly act like you know it all. There's nothing I can say to get through to you. Ororon, if you're still thinking about that so-called duty, then please, just forget about it. The ley lines did not fall to this state because of you. And we've long closed the book on that incident.
Seems they've started talking about some kind of tribal history. I'm starting to get lost.
That's not it, Granny.
Huh. There's something off about that voice.
I know you tend to get down on yourself when you're upset, but I can tell I really hurt you this time. All I can say is I'm sorry.
Why is it so quiet?
His voice. Ororon! Where have you gone?
Yeah, it's a clone girl. He's long gone.
It sounds like he's somewhere super far away, but isn't he right here in front of us?
No.
I'm really sorry. It's up to all of us to do everything we can to save Nat. So I've gotta go.
Get back here this instant! Ororon! What is this? Powder from plant spores? Is that the trick he used?
What just happened? How was he able to suddenly get so far away like that?
When he's a master of the night wind, they have the ability to disappear like the fucking wind, hence the name. How are we not keeping up with this? Holy shit, oh my god.
It's a trick of his. If you grind spores into a powder and spray it in the air, it can be manipulated to create an illusion. He pulled it off flawlessly. He must have put a lot of time into perfecting it. Don't tell me that's how he's been hunting in the fields these days. Oh, couldn't he have picked up something more useful? Little brat. That's it. The next time we meet, I'm definitely going to break his legs.
Yeah, that's it. Make him a fucking crippled. Put him in the hospital. That'll stop him from running away. That is not how we handle our problems, dear.
Whoa, that's a little extreme. But still, why does he feel like he needs to run from us? If his goal is also to protect Natland, then can't we work together?
He still doesn't want to tell us anything about his goals.
I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation with them earlier. But even if you'd been able to hear them out, there's no guarantee you would have gained anything substantial. Ororon probably did everything he could to get away because he knew I'd get the truth out of him sooner or later. Oh, that brat. I swear.
The captain probably has some sort of substantial plan. Otherwise, Ororon would not have reason to keep following him. Meeting him again is out of the cards for now. So, it might be faster to just approach the Pyro Archon and confirm what the captain said. And also, I can tell that Ororon's stubbornness has hurt Citlali deeply. I need to find a way to comfort her. What was all that about Ororon's duty earlier?
We've got quite a long walk back to the city. Let's take our time. It'll give me a moment to figure out how to explain all this.
Let's go on a date on the fucking side of the city. No one will miss us. It's quite a fucking pity. Let's go. Night moonlight walk. Come on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Woo. You know what I do like about these new characters, Milani, Kanichi, and Kachina, is that if you're switched as another character and they're glowing, you can flower paddles in the wind. You can actually switch to them in midair. Because normally in this game you can't toggle between characters if one character happens to be climbing or flying. But due to their innate abilities, you can actually switch freely between them. And they're like the only characters that do that. People kept trying to compare it to fucking Wuthering Waves, because Wuthering Waves you can toggle between characters when you're sprinting and running up mountains.
Do you two have some time? Feeling hungry? How about we get something to eat?
Because in this game, when you toggle between characters, you have to wait for a cooldown of like 5 seconds. But in Wuthering Waves, which people also call Wuwa, you can toggle between your characters like this. Literally, like, you can toggle between them like fast, fast, fast. And then they got a sprint mechanic. There's one girl whose name I forgot, where she can run up fucking cliffs and mountains and shit, and her stamina doesn't really drain. and she climbs up buildings faster. In this game, the character crawls on their hands and knees, but she actually runs up buildings and shit. And it's actually pretty impressive the way she gets around.
Oh, right. It's been a while since we last ate. Now that we can relax, Paimon just realized how hungry she is.
I forgot her name, but she's a girl with long pigtails and her hair is like white, I think. And she's like a healer character. She's one of the free 5 stars you can pick from. Or at least she was when I looked at it. Maybe it's not anymore.
Then let's go. We can find somewhere to sit down and talk. Food and drinks are on me.
Paimon's got a secret food fund so she can do the honors. It's okay. We can cover our own bill.
Really? You're not gonna take her offer? That's right. Citlali has gotten a lot quieter since Ororon ran away. She seems to be having a hard time. She's right. We're seasoned adventurers, so we're more than capable of paying our own bill.
Hey, come on now. You won't even let me take you out for some food and drinks? I just wanted to treat you to a meal.
I really like this character. It pisses me off that people were hating on her. Oh, she's paler than me, bro. It's like, well, that's your problem.
Are you sure? We can save you some more.
I think her light skin brings out her colors more.
Mora is the least of my concerns. Besides, we're definitely due a meal after all the time we've spent together. Let me get this one. I might be an old hag, but I like to think I'm not completely useless.
It's kind of weird to hear you keep referring to yourself like that.
Sure, that's fine with us. But Paimon doesn't want you to be sad, Citlali.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm sure a juicy grilled steak will work wonders.
I forgot. I think she's supposed to be a catalyst because I know she's cryo. So she's supposed to be like ice. A lot of characters have a lot of colors on them based on their element. Not necessarily true, because look at fucking Kazuha. Look at all the red compared to the green! But you get what I'm saying. He has like wind marks on his pants or shorts. Like wind swerves. So they have some kind of indication. Yeah. I don't know, I just hate how people keep crying about those fucking characters. I hate it. I personally like her as she was. But I liked her the moment I saw her, actually. Like, I knew about her before she was released, but I just didn't say anything. Because I didn't want to leak stuff, because MiHoYo were cracking down on people that were leaking shit, so I was thinking of, posting pictures of her a long time ago. But I opted not to because of that. I heard stories of people getting in trouble for doing that, so. I hate when I double click like that. Oh my god. Don't mind me as I double tap on my options. It just happens, you know? Like, people were hating on Nahida a while back when she's actually based on a fucking moon goddess. They're, like, I just hate how people want to make everything about race all the time. Like, these are fictional characters in a fictional made-up world. They can be whatever color the creator wants them to be. Like, it's their characters, it's their story, and people need to just leave it as that. I'm, like, so annoyed with this. Like, I really am. I'm really annoyed with it. Woo. Like, imagine making a story, writing a story yourself, and then having a bunch of people who you don't know tell you, oh, your character needs a different hair color, or a different skin color, or even a different gender. You'd be like, bro, what? That's like I said in my other video, that's like going to Nintendo and saying, oh, Link should be a female. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, Ezio from fucking Assassin's Creed should have been a woman. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's like so dumb. The three of you walk into a tavern and find a quiet spot to sit. You and Paimon order some food and fruit juice while Citlali thinks I can't read. Fuck me. Fuck me. While she sits there chugging down bottle after bottle of wine to drown away her sorrows. She's turning into the next Venti, bro.
What are you looking at?
Paimon is way higher than normal.
Do you see two people standing by the door? They look like spitting images of each other. Are they twins?
Bro, that alcohol be hitting hard. It's just a man.
What? Paimon only sees one person there.
Huh? How could that be? I guess my mind isn't as sharp as it used to be. Give me another bottle, boss!
My mind isn't the cheapest toe in the sand.
Do you think she's drunk?
I'd be surprised if she wasn't.
There you go, miss. Oh my! It's not every day you get to see Granny Citlali here with some friends. Not to mention ones who've made a huge name for themselves recently.
Girl, that taco is about the size of Paimon's body.
Oh, so you've heard of this?
Of course I have! Aren't you the ones who saved Katrina and brought her back? No wonder you hit it out with Granny Citlali. She wouldn't spend time with just anybody, you know. I don't even remember the last time I saw her with a new friend.
Jeez.
Wait, so you call her Granny too?
Well, given our ages, it'd probably be more accurate for me to call her my great-great-granny. She's one of the most famous people at the Masters of the Night Wind. Most days, hardly anyone even dares talk to her. Huh? Gossiping about me right in front of my face now, are you, Chonka? Oh, please, Granny, I wouldn't dare. I'm just beyond happy to see you bring over some new friends. After all, any friends of our regulars are sure to be great customers too.
So please buy all my wine right now.
Alright, that's enough. Go on now. I'm sure the other customers would like to talk to you as well. There's no need to keep staring at me. I promise I'll keep my alcohol down until I leave. Well then, you have my thanks.
That look on her eyes like, bitch, you get drunk on my fucking table one more time and I will permanently ban you from here. That's the look on her face. After Chonka leaves, Citlali downs a few more glasses and begins to stare blankly into space from her chair. You start wondering whether she's actually drunk or working through some complex problem in her head.
Hello?
Citlali? Citlali!
Am I gonna have to carry her home?
Who's that? You got some doll calling me by my first name. Let me guess. You want to test your skills against Granny Citlali, don't ya?
Oh my god.
Are you still with us, Citlali? You're kinda talking to no one.
You chumps come around here, picking fights with me. Well, you know what happens next. You lose, and then run off home to tell everyone about how I'm this big scary bully. It's always the same story. You brats start it, I finish it, and then I end up with the reputation of being some kind of terrible monster among the shamans.
What the fuck is happening?
I mean, come on! Monster? Me? Really? What did I do to deserve that?
Probably by getting drunk and doing what you're doing right now.
Granny Citlali, you're not a monster at all.
Exactly! And while we're at it, I'm not some lazy slacker either. Between meditation, advising the chief, and speaking with the Wyab, I actually have a pretty packed schedule, you know.
What the fuck is happening?
Oh yeah. And I have to mentor all the new kids. Hey, new kid. Yeah, you.
Guess I'm a new kid, huh? Who? Me?
Don't play dumb. Didn't I teach you how to find phlogiston?
Oh, she does
You
remember.
see? I know my stuff. I'm a good teacher. You tell him.
Thank you for your teachings, ma'am.
That's more like it. About dang time someone showed me a little respect.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Granny's a hard worker, all right. You can always rely on old Granny.
I feel the same way Blooming does. I've been around people who would get drunk and turn into completely different people, and I've actually been hurt by these people. Like, I've had friends who are males who would hit me and shit and put their hands on me, and then the next day they were like, I didn't remember leaving you those bruises. Yeah, well, you sure fucking did, friend. Ugh. This is why anytime people mention alcohol or I even see it, I get this horrible feeling where I'm like, I need to get away from this shit, and I need to get away from this shit now. I don't have anything against people who drink, but it upsets me greatly. The moment I see anybody bring out an alcoholic beverage, instantly upsets me. I'm like, you know what? I'll be catching you later. Bye. Because then you end up like her.
Did she just fall asleep with her eyes open? Oh, jeez.
I used to do that when I was a baby. It used to scare the shit out of my mom. She used to think that I was dead or something, because I would sleep with my eyes open, and they never knew why I did that. I don't remember that, of course.
Behind this pitch-black curtain, a chapter of hatred reveals itself. Behind the smoke, the lingering smoke.
Ah, she's meditating again. She does this whenever she's had a few too many drinks. Her mind's actually racing at this point. It's quite the opposite of sleep.
Is this another specialty of the Masters of the Night Wing?
No, I'd say it's an ability that's unique to Citlali herself. While she can easily pick up everyone else's skills and tricks, few have been able to master hers.
Warning, warning. Red, the color of danger, has now arisen within that pair of eyes. Huh?
Yeah, because she's kind of like not a fortune teller. What do you call those people? Like, she's claircognizant. She knows, she can see things before they happen, like a seeress. So when she's saying shit like that, she's seeing like the future. She's done that twice now. Are you wide awake?
Traveler? Paimon?
Yes, you talked a bunch of dumb shit to us, and yet we're still here.
What's wrong?
I'm gonna hurl.
Hang on, just keep it in.
Phew. Okay, it's passed. That was a close one.
How did they get the voice actress to make those horrible burping sounds where they're like, here, chug this Dr. Pepper?
You had Paimon worried. Paimon thought you were about to barf all over the table just now.
How embarrassing. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. That's never happened before, I swear. I've never thrown up, not once.
We didn't ask about before. So that means she has.
Are you feeling okay? Want to take a quick walk and get some fresh air?
There's so much that I want to say, but I can't.
Friend, let me teach you a warning. If there's any time you want to say anything to anyone, no matter what circumstance, where you are, or what you're doing, say it, because you may never have another chance, and you will go your whole life wishing you had. Better to live without regret, my dear friend. We only live once after all. No, this is not a fucking YOLO meme.
Why not? Of course you can. Just say whatever's on your mind.
Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me.
Please, Paimon, it's not as simple as you think. We've only known each other for a few days, right? What would you think of me if I were to start dumping all of my complaints on you after we've only just met?
Girl, friends and people do that all the time. Sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger about your problems than it is to talk about someone who you do know.
Oh, Paimon gets it. You're hoping that we wouldn't think less of you no matter what you're about to say.
Look at that deadpan look in Luming's face.
No, that wasn't my point at all! Seriously, don't you youngsters know anything about shame?
No.
I'm talking about shame! I've lived all these years and still can't get rid of it! Surely, you know the feeling too?
Yeah, I guess so.
Actually, about that.
Should we just tell her?
Huh? Tell me what?
Ororon did something to me. From behind in the Night Kingdom.
Yeah! This is as good a time as any.
Alright, Citlali. Listen carefully and try not to get too upset. You described the events that took place during Ororon's rescue as objectively, fairly, and impartially as possible. Citlali shared some of her senses with you through a spell, allowing you to temporarily hear her thoughts. I heard everything you said.
So, you heard... You heard my...
It's okay, Citlali. You had every right to complain about those things.
Except for the part where you called me a fucking brat. What was that about?
I can't take it anymore! Why do these things happen to me? Hearing me mumble under my breath is one thing, but hearing what I mumble in my own head? That's too much!
Yeah, she shared her powers with us to allow us to see phlogiston trails, but she transferred like her consciousness or something, and we could hear everything she was saying to herself in her head. We heard everything.
It's just like when you're rolling on the floor in your pajamas, but you forget to lock the door, and someone bursts in to deliver cabbages and sees the whole thing!
No, more like when you're having private time alone with yourself and someone walks in. Holy shit. Have you ever had that happen? Oh, that is not fun.
So that, happens to you a lot?
No, not really.
It happens to people in general, okay? Doesn't matter if you're 200 years old or 1,000 years old. Everyone rolls around in their pajamas sometimes. I was just picking something generic.
Because that really did happen. Now, I've had people walk in on me when I've been changing my clothes, and there was even a few times where people used to walk in on me in the fucking bathroom. Like, there were kids when I was in school, because I was heavily bullied, they would walk in on me on the stalls, and I'm like, the fuck's your problem? Because we used to have these horrible stalls in my school that did not lock. There was no locks on the doors. And there were people that would go in there all the time when I was in there, and just, I was like, what the fuck's your problem? And it would be like 3 or 4 of them at a time, and they thought it was funny. I did not. That was like a violation of my privacy. I mean, they were all girls, but at the same time, that's not fucking funny. You don't joke about shit like that. But I've actually been at other people's houses and have had the opposite gender walk in on me. That's even more worse. And yes, it's happened to me a few times. And no, it was not funny. I'm just lucky that the men were saying, oh, sorry, and they walk out. They didn't just fucking stand there staring. Besides, how do you get off to staring at somebody sitting on a toilet? That's like the most unsexy thing ever. I'm being really serious here. That doesn't do it for me, fam. I would be like, oh my god, this is horrible. Like, oh, that's just not something I want to see ever. Are you okay? You look dejected.
Take a walk with me. I have things to share with you.
Yes, I will do everything you say, robot voice activate.
Looks like she's completely giving up. Like those criminals who just confess everything and accept their fate.
We should follow her, just to make sure she doesn't do something stupid, like throw herself off a cliff. Why was she mumbling without talking? Paimon, what the fuck was that? It's like she was saying what I was saying while I was talking. Huh? No, but I'm not even lying. I've had that happen. I've been at other people's houses and like the doors don't lock, or there was something weird with the lock, because it was one of those doors where it's double-sided, where it has 2 doors that lead into the bathroom. Like one leads into somebody's room and the other door leads to like a hallway. I don't know who the fuck designs a house like that. But I've had people not know that I was in there, and they enter from the other door, the one that I had, the other one that like wasn't locked. And they would walk in on me. But like I said, luckily they were enough to say, oh sorry, and walk out like immediately. Like instantly turning and shutting the door. You didn't get those people that want to stand there and stare. I mean, it's awkward to come out of the bathroom once it happens, but they usually say, oh sorry, I just didn't know you were in there. They were adult about it, and I appreciated that. You know, sometimes you have to fucking grow up about shit. You can't be like, oh my god. I prefer when people are more adult with me about stuff, because that's how I am in general. Like, I'd be like, sorry, I totally didn't know you were in there. I'm not like those one people that be like, oh my god. No, I'm not like that at all. Where the fuck are you running? Like, I've had embarrassing encounters, though. Imagine having your male friend taking a shower, walking out and barely grabbing a towel to put around himself, and you happen to walk in at that exact moment. Luckily for me, the friend who that happened with, he was chill about it. He was like, oh, do you need the bathroom? I can leave. And he was like dripping with water, but he barely had time to put the towel around his waist, and I didn't know he was in there. And holy shit. He was chill about it though. He was like, I can leave if you need the bathroom. And I was like, dude, I didn't know you were in here. I'm totally sorry. He's like, what are you freaking out about? And he just walked past me, still dressed like that. Didn't even give a fucking shit. He was totally chill about it. But you know what? That made that experience fun.
Great view, right?
Like
I love coming here by myself.
He kind of had like the attitude of Kenichi, where he's like, what, so what? I have nothing but a towel on, who cares? Like, he didn't even think anything of it. Which I'm pretty glad about. He didn't get mad or anything. He felt bad, in fact. He thought, oh, I thought you needed the bathroom because I have 2 bladder diseases. So he thought that he was causing me pain by being in there because I needed it and I had to wait. It was just a misunderstanding. But he was totally fine with it. Funny.
Wow, it's beautiful!
Yeah, thanks for bringing us here.
You're making me want to cry.
Aww. Yeah, when I see the moon, sometimes I get sad too. But the moon is the only light that can see my soul in the dark. The moon is the only one who knows I exist when no one else does.
Oh no! What would you? Please don't cry!
Do you need my shoulder? It's perfectly pristine.
I was an expression, okay? A figure of speech. I'm just... embarrassed.
Hazukashi.
Here you are thanking me. Even after you helped me all this time. Let's just have a casual conversation. It's easiest that way.
Really? You don't seem like the kind of person who keeps things
Casual.
Well, I guess I used to be more of a stickler for the rules. And you're right. I don't usually open up to the people of my tribe like this.
But I'm not of your tribe. What the fuck is happening?
I'm just an eccentric old hag to them. That story's been passed down so long. It might as well be true.
But you're just a regular person.
The kids of my tribe would have a heart attack if they heard you say that. Granny Eats Flea is a powerful figure. Be careful around her. That's what they'd say.
Well, you are powerful. Are they afraid of you?
Some are. Others are mad I always come out on top. A few decades like that, and people stop knowing how to deal with you. What about you? Are you scared of me?
We don't find you scary at all.
Paimon's right. If anything, I'd like to be your friend, if you would have me.
That's because you're not from my tribe. You don't know how many delusions of grandeur I've destroyed just by existing.
I wouldn't say that, friend. Everybody has a purpose in life, and you must never think any less of yourself. Everyone belongs here, no matter what you lose or how much pain you suffer. You are important to the world, and you should respect yourself for that. Never let anyone ever tell you that you don't mean anything, because you do. You are needed, you are wanted, and you are loved by those who know you. Never think anything else.
I make people realize that no matter how hard they work, they'll never become a living legend like me.
Well, not everybody needs to be famous, dear.
Oh, not to brag or anything. Maybe it's hard to believe. Just pretend I never said anything.
So pensive, so empty, so voided, so real.
We believe you. Shilona has full faith in your abilities, and Ororon didn't seem scared of you. He thinks of you as his granny, right?
He's only doing what he's doing because he wants to protect you.
Yes, but Ororon's a special case.
Because you helped raise him? But I think he thinks of you as his actual family. He did say he was an orphan. And maybe because you are the only family he's ever had, that he values you more.
Mawika already told you about her plan. And you've given so much help to Ororon and me. You deserve to learn the full truth. Ororon's not like other people. As I mentioned, he was abandoned as a child. The reason being, his soul is incomplete. The Masters of the Nightwind view this as a bad omen, capable of bringing about illness and misfortune. No one knows who his parents were. He was just left on a rock in the wilderness. It's a miracle he wasn't devoured by some wild beast. The Masters of the Nightwind believe they can see human souls, and in Ororon's incomplete soul, they saw a possibility for Natlan.
Fragmented.
A possibility to turn Ororon into a vessel for lost souls. The ceremony would allow lost souls to gather within him. Ororon would then be sent to the Night Kingdom to return the souls to their rightful place, strengthening the ley lines and completing the ceremony.
Well, he brought me to the Night Kingdom. He stole my soul out of my body and then approached me from behind like a freak, and he's like, "Don't you move."
Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Sending a living person to the Night Kingdom, wouldn't that just kill him?
Now you see the problem. When damage occurs to the Night Kingdom, the souls held within disperse and remain adrift, unable to find a way back to the ley lines. This loss of souls damages the Night Kingdom even further.
That's kind of eerie, I guess. You look at it.
The ceremony can send back countless souls at once, which would benefit the Night Kingdom and the souls themselves. Of course, the vessel, Ororon, would be sacrificed in the process.
This is starting to sound like Fatal Frame 4, like what happens to Sakuya, how she does the common dance, the mass dance, and she summons all the souls into her body to pass through her as a vessel. Sounds a lot like fucking Fatal Frame 4, bro. And she does die. All of the Moon Maidens, or that's not what they were called, but all of the maidens, they die because they can't withstand it. All of the souls entering their body. She's the only one who actually does survive it. But even then, she was already dead at that point. You set her soul free at the end of the game, because she was already dead. She was like haunting the place. But at the end, she truly fulfills her purpose, because all of the lost souls, including hers, get saved at the end of the game. I have a full playthrough on Fatal Frame 4 if you want to see that.
I wasn't surprised the chief at the time came up with the plan. The ley lines were already in a terrible state. A suitable candidate for the ceremony appears, and now you have the chance to make things better. Of course you're going to take it.
That's still messed up to sacrifice one person for everyone else.
When the chief asked for my opinion, I didn't give my approval, but I didn't object either. So they went ahead with the ceremony. It failed, and Ororon escaped with his life. Pathetic, isn't it? By not objecting, I basically gave them the go-ahead. Maybe they didn't have my explicit approval, but it's not like I did the right thing. If the ceremony was successful, Ororon would probably be dead. Of course, in my tribe, death is rarely something to fear. But what kind of message would we be sending by sentencing a newborn to death? By using a human life as a tool? It's not right. So, when I learned the ceremony had failed, I was ashamed by my inaction, and absolutely relieved by the result. The plan was never a secret.
Alpaca.
Or, I guess I should say, there was no point to keeping it a secret.
Alpaca.
A simple investigation from Ororon would reveal everything.
Alpaca.
Everyone thought he would be happy he survived. And he never really said anything to the contrary.
Alpaca.
But just as I was about to put all of it behind me,
Alpaca.
he asks this question. Would Natlan have been saved if the ceremony succeeded?
Wait!
Alpaca.
It's not his fault!
He knows that, but he still feels guilty. Ororon has a strong ability to perceive souls, more than any of us. He understands just how dire the situation with ley lines has become. Maybe he chose to work with the Fatui because he still thinks he owes a debt to Natlan. I can only imagine what they told him.
Traveler, didn't the captain say he found a way to solve the crisis? Maybe that's what brought Ororon into this. Anyway, we can't just let things go on like this. We have to convince him to come back!
Yeah, that should be our next step.
You don't look so good, Citlali. Maybe you should head back and get some sleep.
Well, first of all, she's super drunk, super upset, sounding really close to the edge. Why are we not concerned about this?
Probably drank too much. It's okay. The fresh air is doing me good.
Please don't fall.
Okay. Forget that. I need to go home. I hit it a little too hard.
Don't worry, you don't have to do any of this alone.
You've helped me so much already. How do I even begin to thank you?
By being my friend. That's all I need. I don't need anything else from you. And I don't want anything else from you.
Hey, we're friends, aren't we? Besides, you already said you owe us a favor, so you don't need to worry about us.
Good point. Well, I'll go home and get some sleep. We can figure out our next move in the morning.
We're gonna just let her go home by herself when she's drunk? What the fuck?
Friends. I like the sound of that.
Ororon's probably back with the captain, don't you think?
Yeah, we should tell the Pyro Archon what we've learned.
You mean about the backup plan? Do you really believe what the captain told us?
We should be upfront with her.
Yeah, you're right. We should just go to her directly. But she's probably asleep. We can find her first thing in the morning. Her nose! Go to bed.
Dude, I'm gonna get kidnapped in the fucking night and I'm never gonna make it to her. Oh my god! He's gonna pull a fucking, Skyrim Astrid thing on me where it's like, oh, you are sleeping so well. Let me just kidnap you, ha 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 ha. Oh my god. I bet you that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get kidnapped. I'm gonna get fucking kidnapped. Oh, I'm gonna get kidnapped. It's like they're setting it up. Like, oh, she's drunk. She's going home tired. I don't have anybody with me now. I'm alone now. I'm heading to this place to go sleep where everybody knows I am. Like, and then we already know Ororon is master. I set him on fire. Fuck. He's like super master of the darkness or whatever. He can sneak into my room without ever being noticed. Like, think about that. The idea of somebody sneaking into your room and taking you in the night. And I don't mean taking you in a sexual way. I mean taking you as in physically picking you up and taking you. Like, holy fuck. That reminds me, as a kid, I used to fall asleep and I would wake up when my parents were carrying me back to my bed. It was always weird. I'm gonna get kidnapped. I'm gonna get fucking kidnapped. I'm gonna get kidnapped. I'm gonna get kidnapped. Oh yeah.
So we should see what's going on.
Don't you just love waking up to this music? I used to go to sleep and then I wake up to elevator music. Yeah. Whoa.
Worth a shot.
Worth a shot of what? Flying? I was expecting her to get kidnapped. I was like, what? I think this happened to me before, actually. I think, she got kidnapped at one point in the game. I think, but I can't remember if she was asleep. I remember her getting taken. And it's like, shush, I will put you back to where you are, but don't tell anybody I was here. Hello.
You're already here. I was just about to come get you.
I was just about to sneak into your room in the dead of night.
Wow, you're up early. That's impressive. Especially after all the drinking last night.
She's like, I did a soul cleanse with lemon juice and hot spring water.
Let's not bring up last night. I'm embarrassed about the whole thing.
If you say that, if you're playing as Ether, this would hit so much differently. Oh, don't